So I'm often asked to prognosticate about the future of AI and what it really means for businesses over the next few years. And I have to say that I am not somebody who's going to say that it's going to fully transform the way that we're going to do business in the next 5 years. It's going to be a much longer process of enculturation than that because businesses move slowly. On the edges, very agile industries will start transforming themselves using these tools really rapidly, but larger businesses are going to take a lot more time. So I'm not focused on really high tech or deep tech things like quantum AI hybrids, distributed edge AI, which is really, really cool, but also really, really expensive. Instead, I think a lot of it are the little things that start to add up. It's like image correction, email management, population of calendars for meetings, the sort of transcription tools that we have in place right now. When Microsoft Copilot and Google Gemini really get incorporated into productivity suites, you're going to see the rapid creation of systematized documents and things like that. But humans have this remarkable capability of making the exceptional banal in a hurry. It's sort of a boiling frog type thing. And already we're seeing really rapid advancements in image, in the frontier models, etc. And there's a collective meh from a lot of the population out there because they get used to it really, really quick. So as you watch auto completing on your iPhone get longer and longer and longer, and the same thing is true of Gmail or little things that you used to have to do manually, you're now doing automatically in the background. AI won't get a ton of credit for that, but it will cause a lot of changes. Probably the big technological change is in the agentification of a lot of these things. And again, I'm not an absolutist on this. I don't necessarily buy into the you want a coded final SaaS product and you're just going to ask for it and an agent is going to go out and create it. Instead, I see a lot more opportunity with subject matter agents which have a lot more context either to you as an individual or to your organization that can work together to solve problems together. So you may have a sales agent, a marketing agent, an operations agent, a finance agent, who all are sort of your wingmen. And when you're working on a project, that the operations agent has a really good idea of what's going on in supply chain and can put realistic boundaries around the sort of enthusiasms that a marketing or a sales agent might take forward. Audio. I think that audio, and I'm not really talking about 11 Labs or HeyGen type audio, but audio integration into the way that we do business is going to be really interesting to see. Personally, I think and I talk a lot faster than I can type, and we're heading towards an age where the LLMs are not processing just words. They're actually processing and contextualizing multimodal content, including audio. This is a little bit painful to understand, and I need to do a piece of content on this, but already with GPT-4o and its beta features in the works with audio, voice in doesn't have to be transcribed and turned into a prompt and then retranscribed the other way. It's actually being used in the model to create the output. That will incredibly increase the speed to action in a lot of our interactions. And that's going to mean that you should be able to sit back a little bit and start talking to your various apps as far as let's open this, let's set this. It's always it's the vision that Siri had or Alexa had years and years ago really come to fruition. But for those of us who have a lot going on in a lot of directions, there should be almost a Jarvis type moment where we're working within these systems. Now, in collective offices, this is going to be a bit of nightmare as everybody is talking to their computer as opposed to typing away. But socially, we'll figure out how to deal with that. Multimodal content as far as the broad world is concerned. So I ran across a business model this week that was using relatively simplistic video cameras to look at steam gauges, pressure gauges on various industrial equipment. Now, Currently, they have engineers running all over their facility doing daily gauge measurements because the incorporation of telemetry into those gauges and calibration of that into the rest of their systems is prohibitively expensive. But a really simple solution is to use a multimodal view of that gauge, do basically some prompting as far as what that gauge means, and send that data into a system that can provide proactive alerts. Now, they're not going to send that engineer around to look at things, but they'll know a lot faster on a real-time basis if something's going awry. Robotics. So I hesitate on this one just a little bit because it is one of the most technologically challenging fields of all of this. But LLMs have opened up enormous training and application possibilities within human form robotics. And I see that human form robotics is going to become a lot more affordable for even mid-market or smaller companies to start to consider. And why do I focus on human form? Because human form robotics is designed to take a human form. So if you have a warehouse worker or you have a technician on site, you can slot in a general purpose humanoid form robot and train it on the human actions in order to remove the human from, let's hope, hazardous activities, whatever it may be. The precursor of that is human remote controlled operations, which still has some lag type issues. But we're seeing a lot of models out there where humans far distant from whatever the activity is can be controlling the humanoid type entity that's on site at a point of scale, such that they're already doing stocking in convenience stores, they're doing warehouse pick and pack, all kinds of interesting applications out there. So all of these add together to a totally different world in 5 years, but not quite in the way that I think a lot of people are envisioning. So think to yourself, which of these sort of ideas are most impactful to your business and your type of operation?